Истинная причина боли в отношениях – не предательство, а привычка терпеть. Зачастую наиболее глубокую рану в отношениях наносит не прямое предательство, а укоренившаяся привычка мириться с теми, кто вас не ценит. Это относится к людям, которые на протяжении многих лет получают от вас доброту, ваше время и участие в ваших проблемах, но в ответ проявляют лишь равнодушие или даже насмешки. Я лично сталкивался с подобным. Были люди, которых я считал друзьями, которым оказывал поддержку, а затем вдруг осознал, что для них я был лишь удобным вариантом. Сегодня мы рассмотрим 7 жестких, но эффективных методов взаимодействия с теми, кто вами пренебрегает. Это не просто абстрактная теория, это действенные стратегии, применимые в наших реалиях, где зачастую забывают сказать «спасибо», а доброту воспринимают как должное. Мы существуем в обществе, где терпение порой ошибочно принимают за добродетель. Фразы вроде «не держи зла», «прости», «он же хороший человек» звучат очень знакомо, не так ли? Однако, вот в чем загвоздка. Чем больше мы терпим, тем меньше нас уважают. И это не просто мои слова. Как говорил Карл Юнг, то, что вы не осознаете, управляет вашей жизнью. Если вы годами игнорируете чувство недооцененности, это не смирение, это самообман, который рано или поздно выливается в обиду, депрессию или даже. Итак, давайте же разберем все методы и стратегии, как поступать с теми, кто вас не ценит, чтобы значительно улучшить свою жизнь. Метод 1. Прекратите быть постоянно доступным, стоп-контакт. Первый шаг самый простой и одновременно самый сложный. Перестаньте быть доступными. Этот метод называется стоп-контакт. Прекратите, наконец, предоставлять им все блага. Перестаньте делать то, что позволяет им чувствовать себя комфортно. Отмените помощь, подарки, эмоциональную поддержку. Часто люди начинают ценить вас только тогда, когда им требуются привычные привилегии. Не нужно им писать первым, не нужно звонить просто так. И, естественно, не следует предлагать им помощь без их явного запроса. По нашей статистике, 80% таких людей даже не заметят вашего отстранения. А те, кто заметят, начнут вести себя иначе. Они попытаются вернуть то удобство, которое использовали. Например, если вы были для них как бесплатное такси, просто скажите «извини, сегодня не могу». Если они эмоционально пользовались вами как жилеткой, перестаньте быть психологом просто так. Если вас звали только тогда, когда что-то было нужно, теперь вы должны быть вечно заняты. Как я уже говорил, 80% этих людей даже не заметят вашего ухода. Они просто найдут другого удобного человека. И это отличный фильтр. Теперь вы точно знаете, кто вас не ценил. А вот оставшиеся примерно 20% — это те, кто спросит, что случилось? Ты пропал. Вот с ними уже можно работать. Они могут действительно начать вас уважать. Вся суть в том, что люди ценят только то, что могут потерять. Пока вы всегда доступны, вы для них как воздух незаметны. Но как только вы исчезаете, они либо задыхаются и начинают ценить, либо находят другой воздух, и тогда вам точно ни о чем будет жалеть. Если вам кажется, что это манипуляция людьми, то нет, это установление границ. Если человек действительно дорожит вами, он заметит ваше отсутствие. А если нет, ну что ж, значит, вы просто освободили место для тех, кто будет вас ценить. Метод 2. Сравните их отношения с другими. Второй метод, или шаг, как поступать с теми, кто вас не ценит, это сравнить их поведение с другими. Давайте проведем простой эксперимент. Вспомните, как этот человек общается с теми, кого он действительно уважает. С начальником он вежлив, внимателен, всегда на связи. С нужными людьми он улыбается, поддерживает разговор, не перебивает. А вам отвечает односложно, забывает о важных для вас вещах. Теперь задайте себе один вопрос. А стал бы мой друг или партнер так поступать с тем, кого уважает? Если ответ «нет», то это не ваша вина, а их выбор. Это не вы слишком требовательны, это они сознательно выбирают, как с вами обращаться. Так почему же этот метод работает? Все просто, вы перестаете себя обманывать. Раньше вы могли оправдывать, ну, он просто такой человек, наверное, я что-то не так сделал. Теперь вы видите правду, с другими он ведет себя иначе, значит, может, но с вами не хочет. Включается холодный расчет вместо эмоций. Обидно, но теперь у вас есть факты, а не догадки. Как говорил Юнг, то, что не осознаешь, то тебя и губит. То, что осознаешь, уже под нашим контролем. Просто перестаньте ждать, что такие люди изменятся. Если человек может быть внимательным, но не делает этого для вас, это осознанный выбор. Начните тратить свою энергию на тех, кто отвечает взаимностью. В России часто говорят, лучше синица в руках, чем журавль в небе. Но если синица – это человек, который вас не ценит, может, лучше вообще отпустить и найти тех, кто будет рад вам по-настоящему. Я сам когда-то думал, вот еще немного, и они поймут, как я важен для них. Но потом я увидел, как люди буквально преображаются с теми, кто для них круче. И тогда до меня дошло, это не я недостаточно хорош для них, это они недостаточно хороши для меня. С тех пор я применяю простое правило: если человек показывает тебе последнее место в своей жизни, не ставь его даже в сжатой части своей. А вам приходилось замечать, как по-разному люди ведут себя с вами и другими. В письмах мы будем обсуждать. Буду рад узнать вашу историю. Метод 3. Тихий уход, дистанцируйтесь без лишних слов. Наш третий выбор – это метод тихого ухода. Дистанцируйтесь без лишних слов. Знаете, что самое странное? Чем больше мы пытаемся объяснить людям, что они нас обижают, тем меньше они это понимают. Они либо не верят, да тебе показалось, либо злятся, ты что, обиделся? Какой же ты обидчивый? Либо делают вид, что поняли, но через неделю все повторяется снова. Поэтому сейчас я расскажу вам о самом мощном, но при этом тихом способе дать человеку понять, что он вам навредил, без ссор, без нравоучений, без этих бесконечных «ну давай поговорим». Просто начните исчезать. Раньше, допустим, вы первыми писали «как дела?». Теперь же ждете, когда напишут вам. Раньше вы предлагали встретиться, теперь пусть это делают они. Раньше вы поддерживали разговор, теперь отвечаете коротко, но вежливо. Вы просто перестаете быть эмоциональным донором. Когда вам жалуются на жизнь, быстро переведите тему. Когда вас просят совета, скажите: «Я не лучший советчик в этом вопросе». Если вы чувствуете, что вами пытаются загрузить, ответьте: «Извини, я сейчас не в настроении болтать». И если вы им действительно нужны, то они начнут искать контакт. Если нет, они даже не заметят этого вашего действия. И поверьте, это лучше, чем банальное выяснение отношений и разбор полетов. В нашей стране есть плохая привычка: если человек обижен, он обязан объяснить, почему. У нас даже могут вас пристыдить, когда поймут, что сами виноваты, сказав при этом: на обиженных воду возят. Но не слушайте их. Задумайтесь, кто вас не ценил тот год, действительно ли он поймет вас после одного разговора. Он не знал этого или игнорировал ваши чувства. У меня был друг, с которым мы дружили 14 лет. Я всегда первым спрашивал, как дела, первым поздравлял с днем рождения, первым предлагал встретиться. Однажды я решил: хватит, и перестал писать. Прошел месяц, потом 2, год, но он так и не написал. Тогда я понял, это и не была дружба, это была моя иллюзия. А в реальности обо мне просто забыли и ни разу не вспомнили. Что делать, если они все же спросят: «Ты чего пропал?» Не оправдывайтесь, не говорите: «Я был занят», это даст им повод считать, что вы все еще на крючке. Лучше ответьте: «Просто так вышло», и смените тему. Оцените их реакцию. Если человек искренне забеспокоился, возможно, стоит дать ему шанс. Если он снова пропал после вашего ответа, значит, ему было просто любопытно. Неважно, что Карл Юнг говорил об этом. Одиночество – это не отсутствие людей вокруг, это отсутствие понимания. И если после вашего осторожного ухода человек не боится вас потерять, значит, он уже давно эмоционально исключил вас из своей жизни. Теперь у вас есть выбор: продолжать бежать за ним или наконец-то повернуться к тем, кто идет к вам навстречу. Метод 4. Метод зеркала. Четвертый метод – это метод зеркала. Начните обращаться с людьми точно так же, как они с вами, не грубо, нет, а просто зеркально. Не пишут вам, и вы не пишите. Не интересуются вашей жизнью, и вы не интересуйтесь. Представьте, что каждый человек – это зеркало. Он отражает вам ровно то, что вы сами ему показываете. И если вы годами терпите его равнодушие, удивляться нечему. Он просто привык, что вас можно не ценить. Но сегодня мы перевернем эту ситуацию. Вы станете его отражением. Как это работает? Все просто, вы перестаете давать больше, чем получаете. Он пишет вам раз в месяц, вы отвечаете так же. Он редко забывает спросить, как твои дела? Вы тоже не спрашиваете. Он отменяет встречу в последний момент, теперь и у вас внезапно обнаруживаются дела. Вы перестаете подстраиваться, раньше вы подстраивались под его график, теперь только если вам удобно. Раньше вы прощали грубость, теперь говорите «извини, но так со мной не разговаривают». Вы даете ему почувствовать, каково это. Люди очень быстро понимают правила игры, когда они оказываются на вашем месте. Почему же это эффективнее, чем просто молчать? У нас в стране есть поговорка «что посеешь, то и пожнешь». Но многие почему-то забывают, что это работает в обе стороны. Если человек не звонит, он не ценит вас. Если не благодарит, воспринимает вашу помощь как должное. Если нет опоры в трудную минуту, значит, его интересуют только выгоды. Зеркало просто показывает ему правду. У меня была знакомая, мы общались годами. Я всегда спрашивал у нее дела, поддерживал, проводил с ней время, когда ей было удобно. Однажды я решил, хорошо, теперь я буду вести себя с ней точно так же, как она со мной. В первый месяц она не заметила. Во второй начала писать чаще. На третий спросила, ты чего такой холодный стал? Я ответил, я просто веду себя так же, как и ты. Она сначала обиделась, потом подумала. А через полгода стала звонить первой не всегда, конечно, но гораздо чаще, чем раньше. Потому что зеркало не врет, оно просто показывает ему самого себя. Но если, увидев это отражение, человек не захотел измениться, это его выбор. Не тратьте на него силы, не злитесь, не обманывайте себя, что он стал другим. Просто ответьте «нет, я просто перестал быть тем, с кем ты привык пользоваться». Если зеркало не сработало, значит, этот человек не способен увидеть себя со стороны, а это означает, что он никогда не изменится. Юнг говорил, мы встречаемся в других лишь то, что есть в нас самих. Но это работает и в обратную сторону. Если человек видит в вас друга, он будет вести себя как друг. Если видит удобного человека, будет пользоваться. Станьте зеркалом, и вы сразу покажете, кем вы на самом деле оказались для него. Лично у меня этот метод реализовывался всегда, на протяжении многих лет. Вам приходилось в жизни применять этот метод. Сработало ли он? Напишите, обсудим. Метод 5. Замена угождения взаимностью. Пятый метод, который вам поможет, это метод замены. Нужно просто заменить ваше угождение на взаимность. Перестаньте вкладываться в тех, кто не отвечает тем же. Перестаньте тратить свое время и эмоции на тех, кто воспринимает вашу доброту как должное. Вместо этого направьте энергию людям, которые ценят вас без манипуляций. Если человек не отвечает вам тем же, это не ваша ошибка, это его выбор. Но именно вы выбираете продолжение односторонних отношений вместо того, чтобы угождать тем, кто это не ценит. Метод 6. Открытый разговор. Следующий метод – это метод открытого разговора. Открыто говорите с человеком о проблеме, прямо в глаза. Например, если вы заметили, что ваши усилия остаются незамеченными, скажите, что вам это важно, чтобы это изменилось. И если человек не реагирует на этот сигнал, действуйте согласно пункту 3. Вот представьте ситуацию, вы уже месяц помогаете соседу машину починить, то документы подписать, а когда вам понадобится помощь, он сегодня очень занят. Знакомо. В наших краях, я про Россию и бывший СССР. Часто так. Мы копим обиды, молчим, потому что неудобно, как-то неловко сказать прямо. Потом взрываемся на ровном месте или приходим домой и отрываемся там на родных. Я сам через это прошел, годами терпел, а потом просто перестал общаться с людьми, которые меня не ценили. Потому что есть способ получше – это открытый разговор. Скажите человеку конкретно, без обиняков, прямо в лицо. Давай так, если ты реально не хочешь помочь, скажи честно. А то получается, что я всегда на подхвате, а ты нет. После этого будет примерно 3 варианта развития событий среди более-менее нормальных людей. Человек извиняется и исправляется. Значит, он просто не заметил проблемы. С таким людям стоит продолжать общение. Начнет оправдываться. Да ты что? Я же... Это уже тревожный звоночек. Совсем не поймет и обвинит вас. Тогда смело применяйте метод номер 3 – дистанцирование. Помните, как Карл Юнг говорил, то, что не осознается, управляет нами. Пока вы молчите, ситуация будет повторяться снова и снова. Из моего опыта скажу, когда я начал говорить прямо, без агрессии, но и без заискивания, то где-то 50% людей действительно начали относиться ко мне лучше. Остальные, ну что ж, это их выбор. Главное, не бойтесь. В наших странах часто считают, что нужно терпеть, но терпение не значит молчание. Можно и нужно говорить о том, что вас беспокоит. Только так строятся здоровые отношения. А если после честного разговора ничего не меняется, тогда уже действуем гораздо жестче, но об этом в отдельном, одном из следующих видео. Метод 7. Уход без сожалений. Следующий метод, который вам поможет, это уход без всяких сожалений. В любом случае, наступает момент, когда нужно сделать самый сложный, но самый освобождающий шаг – это просто забыть. Я помню, как годами держался за отношения, где меня воспринимали как должное. Как и многие, думал, может, еще чуть-чуть потерпеть, вдруг человек изменится. И эти мысли не давали мне покоя, пока однажды я не осознал, что ничего не меняется. И после честных разговоров и всех попыток наладить контакт, человек остается прежним. Это означает только одно – значит, он так хочет. В наших реалиях, особенно в странах СНГ, нас всегда толкают к какой-то непонятной мне жертвенности. Потерпи отношения ради, всегда нужно прощать. Кто, если не ты? Но Карл Юнг говорил мудрую вещь. Там, где нет взаимности, нет и настоящей связи. Есть только привычка и зависимость. И чтобы просто уйти, нужно уметь уходить правильно, без громких сцен, вы уже все сказали в открытом разговоре, без чувства вины, вы дали человеку все время, и с благодарностью даже за отрицательный опыт, который вас чему-то научил. Знайте, я сам уходил из таких отношений не один раз. И знаете, что самое удивительное? На освободившееся место очень быстро приходили новые люди, которые с первого дня ценили и мое время, и мою доброту. Представьте, что ваша жизнь – это книга. Одни персонажи рукотворны всего на одной странице, другие занимают целую главу. Но только вам решать, кто доберется до самой последней страницы. Не бойтесь перевернуть страницу, друзья. Поверьте, новая глава всегда оказывается куда интереснее старой, которую давно пора было закончить. Если сейчас вам страшно сделать этот шаг, просто представьте себя через год. Как вы будете вспоминать этот момент? С горечью сожаления о том, что не ушли раньше, или с легким облегчением, что наконец-то свободно. Выберите мудро. Вы действительно есть лучшие. Есть одна старая истина, которая никогда не теряет своей актуальности. Как ты относишься к себе, так и другие будут относиться к тебе. Сообщите миру, что вы не собираетесь быть комфортным для всех, не терпите тех, кто вас не замечает, и уж точно не обязаны оправдывать форму своего поведения. Эти методы не место для себя. Наконец, посмотрите, ваше время, чувства, ваша жизнь, все это действительно дорого стоит. Как вы поступите с теми, кто вас не ценит? Обязательно напишите, давай обсудим вместе. Если это видео было полезным, поставьте лайк, это поможет ему дойти до нужных людей и изменить их жизнь к лучшему. Надеюсь, Вы не пропустите мои новые ролики по теме самоанализа, психологии отношений и философии. До встреч! Что из этого вам показалось наиболее ценным для вашей ситуации?
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know the feeling of being motivated when excitement surges through us and we're ready to take on the world. Motivation is the spark that ignites action. It's what gets us out of bed on a Monday morning, makes us lace up our shoes for a run or sit down to tackle a new project. But here's the truth: motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like waves. Some days you'll feel on top of the world, while other days you might not want to move at all. That's where discipline comes in, because when motivation fades, discipline takes over. Discipline is what keeps you going long after the excitement wears off. It's the quiet, unwavering commitment to keep showing up regardless of how you feel. It's about making the decision to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. While motivation might help you start the race, it's discipline that ensures you cross the finish line. The people who succeed in life aren't always the most motivated. They're the ones with the discipline to keep moving no matter what. I think about it: when you rely solely on motivation, you're at the mercy of your emotions. If you feel good, you'll act. If you don't, you won't. That's why so many people set goals and never achieve them, because they wait to feel motivated before they take action. Discipline, on the other hand, is about doing what's necessary, regardless of your emotional state. It's about mastering your emotions rather than letting them control you. In every area of life, whether it's your career, fitness, relationships, or personal growth, discipline is the key to sustained progress. Motivation is powerful but inconsistent. It can light a fire in you, but discipline is what keeps that fire burning. With discipline, you show up on the days when you don't feel like it, and over time, that consistency compounds into results. The beauty of discipline is that it's a skill anyone can develop. You don't have to wait for the perfect moment or the right feeling to start. The more you practice discipline, the stronger it becomes. Each small act of discipline reinforces the next, creating a cycle of progress that will ultimately lead to the success you desire. So the next time you're tempted to wait for motivation, remember, this motivation is a feeling, but discipline is a choice. And every day you have the power to choose discipline over comfort, action over procrastination, and long-term growth over short-term pleasure. It's not easy, but it's always worth it. Success is not achieved overnight. It's not the result of one grand moment of inspiration or a single burst of effort. Instead, it's built day by day through the small, consistent actions we take. This is where discipline plays a crucial role. Discipline isn't just about forcing yourself to do something, it's about creating habits that become part of who you are. When discipline becomes habit, success becomes inevitable. We often hear the phrase, "We are what we repeatedly do." Habits are the building blocks of our lives, shaping everything from our health to our careers and relationships. The things we do every day without thinking are what ultimately determine the trajectory of our lives. Discipline is the tool that helps us form those habits. At first, it takes conscious effort to push ourselves into action, but over time, with consistent discipline, those actions become automatic. Imagine the power of waking up every day and knowing exactly what needs to be done without questioning it. That's the power of habit formed through discipline. When you no longer have to rely on willpower alone to make decisions, you free up mental energy for greater achievements. You don't debate whether or not to exercise to work on your goals or to stick to your routines. It's simply part of who you are. And that's the beauty of disciplined habits. They work for you even when you don't feel like it. The truth is, the most successful people in the world aren't necessarily the smartest or the most talented. They are the ones who have mastered their habits. They've used discipline to build routines that set them up for success day after day. Whether it's athletes training consistently, entrepreneurs working on their businesses, or students studying diligently, the secret lies in the habits they've developed through discipline. Habits, once established, create momentum. When you practice discipline long enough, your actions compound and the results begin to accelerate. You start to notice improvements in your health, productivity, and personal growth. What once felt difficult now feels natural, and what once required effort now feels effortless. This is the magic of disciplined habits. They lead to exponential growth over time. But here's the key: it all starts with a decision to be disciplined. To take that first step, to show up consistently, even when it's hard. Every time you choose discipline, you're laying another brick in the foundation of your success. And brick by brick, habit by habit, you're building a life that's aligned with your goals and dreams. Discipline is, at its core, the mastery of self-control. It's the ability to choose your actions deliberately instead of being ruled by impulses and emotions. In a world full of distractions, temptations, and shortcuts, Discipline gives you the power to stay focused on what truly matters. It's about taking control of your life and not letting fleeting desires derail your long-term goals. Mastering self-control is the key to unlocking your potential and creating a life of purpose. Every day we're faced with countless choices. Some seem small and insignificant, while others may appear more important. But over time, it's the small choices, the ones we make when no one is watching, that shape our lives. Discipline helps you make the right choices, not just the easy ones. It's the voice that tells you to get up early when your bed feels too comfortable, to stick to your plan when distractions are calling your name, and to say no to short-term pleasure for long-term gain. Think about how often we are tempted to indulge in habits that provide immediate satisfaction but offer little value in the long run. Whether it's binge-watching TV, endlessly scrolling through social media, or eating unhealthy food, these temptations can pull us away from our true goals. Discipline is the power that helps you resist those urges. It's about taking control of your desires rather than letting them control you. When you master self-control, you create space for success to flourish in your life. Self-control also teaches you to prioritize. Life is full of competing demands, and without discipline, it's easy to get pulled in 100 different directions. Discipline helps you focus on what's important, allowing you to say no to things that don't align with your goals. This clarity leads to greater productivity and a sense of purpose because you're no longer wasting time on activities that don't move you closer to where you want to be. At the heart of discipline is the ability to delay gratification. It's the recognition that lasting success requires patience and persistence. While it's tempting to seek quick wins or instant pleasure, real achievement often takes time. Discipline allows you to put in the hard work today, knowing that the rewards will come later. This mindset shift from seeking immediate results to embracing the process is a game changer in the pursuit of greatness. Mastering self-control also builds your confidence. Every time you choose discipline, you prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you thought. You gain trust in your ability to follow through, to resist distractions, and to stay on course. This growing confidence fuels even greater discipline, creating a positive cycle of self-mastery and success. In a world that craves instant gratification, discipline is the secret weapon that helps you prioritize long-term vision over short-term comfort. It's easy to get caught up in the moment, seeking immediate pleasures or quick wins. But success, in its truest form, doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of sustained effort, consistent choices, and a relentless focus on the bigger picture. Discipline teaches us that the most valuable rewards come not from giving in to the easy path, but from investing in the journey toward lasting fulfillment. Discipline is what allows you to see beyond the present moment. It enables you to resist the allure of temporary comfort and focus on what truly matters in the long run. It's about making sacrifices today for a better tomorrow. Whether it's resisting the urge to procrastinate, choosing to work out when you'd rather relax, or saving money instead of spending it, discipline reminds you that the greatest victories are won over time through patience and persistence. Success requires the ability to delay gratification. This means choosing the hard road now, knowing that the rewards will come later. It's about understanding that the pleasure you get from a momentary indulgence pales in comparison to the satisfaction of achieving your goals. Discipline is the tool that keeps you on course, reminding you that the discomfort of today is temporary, but the rewards of staying committed will last a lifetime. When you embrace discipline, you become less reactive to the whims of the moment and more focused on your long-term vision. It's the difference between choosing a fleeting high and a lasting achievement. You may not see results immediately, but with discipline, you trust the process. You understand that the small disciplined actions you take each day will compound into something extraordinary over time. Success isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. And discipline is the steady pace that keeps you in the race. The key to embracing long-term vision over short-term comfort is shifting your mindset. Instead of focusing on what you can gain right now, you focus on who you're becoming through your discipline. Each act of self-control, each decision to prioritize your future, is a step toward becoming the person capable of achieving your dreams. Discipline transforms you from someone who chases quick wins to someone who is building something meaningful. There will always be moments when taking the easy way out seems appealing, but discipline helps you remember why you started in the first place. It reconnects you to your purpose and keeps you grounded in your commitment. Every time you choose to push through the discomfort, to stay the course when others might quit, you're reinforcing your dedication to your long-term vision. And with that dedication comes the confidence that no matter how long it takes, you will achieve what you set out to do. At first glance, discipline and freedom may seem like opposites. After all, discipline requires rules, structure, and sometimes even restrictions, while freedom suggests the absence of limitations. But in reality, discipline is the very thing that creates true freedom. It's the foundation that allows you to take control of your life, achieve your goals, and live on your own terms. Without discipline, freedom is just a fantasy and illusion that crumbles under the weight of chaos and indecision. Discipline gives you the power to set boundaries for yourself and stick to them. It might feel restrictive at first, but over time, you'll realize that these self-imposed limits actually free you from distractions and wasted time. When you have discipline, you don't get lost in a sea of endless choices. You know what needs to be done, and you do it. This clarity brings a sense of calm and control, allowing you to focus on what truly matters without being overwhelmed by unnecessary options. One of the greatest freedoms that discipline provides is the freedom from procrastination. We all know how stressful it feels to put things off until the last minute, scrambling to finish tasks that could have been done days or weeks ago. Discipline eliminates that anxiety by pushing you to take action consistently. It creates a sense of momentum. So instead of being weighed down by a mountain of unfinished work, you experience the freedom of progress, knowing that you are moving forward every day. Discipline also frees you from the regrets that come from not living up to your potential. Imagine looking back on your life and realizing that you could have achieved more, done more, or been more if only you had been disciplined. That's a regret no one wants to carry. By practicing discipline today, you free yourself from future what-ifs. You give yourself the peace of knowing that you did everything in your power to live a life of purpose and accomplishment. There's also a financial freedom that comes from discipline. When you learn to control your spending, save consistently, and make wise investments, you build a life of financial security. While it might mean saying no to impulse purchases or luxuries in the moment, discipline creates long-term financial freedom. It frees you from debt, financial stress, and the fear of not having enough. With discipline, you gain control over your money instead of your money controlling you. Health is another area where discipline breeds freedom. By practicing discipline in your diet, exercise, and lifestyle choices, you gain the freedom to live a healthier, more energetic life. The disciplined choices you make today, choosing to eat well, to move your body, to rest, will pay off in the long run. You'll have the freedom to enjoy life to its fullest without being limited by preventable health issues or lack of energy. Discipline ensures that your body serves you well for the long journey ahead. Discipline, like any skill, is not something you're born with, it's something you build. It's just like a muscle. The more you work at it, the stronger it becomes. The beauty of discipline is that it doesn't rely on natural talent or luck. Anyone can cultivate it with consistent effort. Just as you strengthen your body through regular exercise, you can strengthen your willpower and self-control through daily acts of discipline. When you first start exercising a muscle, the process can feel uncomfortable and even painful. But with time and persistence, that muscle grows stronger. The same applies to discipline. At the beginning, doing the hard things, getting up early, sticking to your routine, or resisting distractions can feel like a struggle. But the more you push yourself to stay disciplined, the easier it becomes. The actions that once required intense focus and effort will gradually become second nature. Small victories are the foundation of building your discipline. Every time you choose to be disciplined in a small way, whether it's completing a task on time, making a healthier choice, or sticking to a daily habit, you're adding a rep to your mental muscle. These small, daily acts of discipline compound over time. They lead to greater self-control, better habits, and ultimately greater success. The key is consistency. Discipline thrives on repetition. The more you train your discipline muscle, the more it spills over into every aspect of your life. Discipline isn't just about one area, it's about your entire mindset. When you practice discipline with your fitness, for example, you'll find that it strengthens your work ethic, your financial habits, and even your relationships. Discipline is contagious. The more you apply it in one area, the more it positively impacts other areas of your life. Training discipline also means accepting the discomfort that comes with growth. Just like in physical training, there will be moments of strain, moments when you want to quit. But remember, that discomfort is where the real progress happens. Discipline pushes you beyond your comfort zone and into the space where real change occurs. It's in those moments of resistance that you grow the most, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally as well. But here's the best part: discipline gets easier with time. The more you practice, the more natural it feels. Over time, what once felt difficult becomes routine, and what once required effort becomes automatic. It's no longer about forcing yourself to do the hard things, it becomes a part of who you are. You start to realize that discipline isn't about restriction, it's about empowerment. It gives you the power to control your life. Instead of being controlled by impulses or circumstances down, our body serves you well for the long journey ahead. In life, we often admire people with natural talent, those who seem to excel effortlessly in their field, whether it's in sports, business, or the arts. But the truth is, talent alone is never enough. Talent might give someone a head start, but discipline is what ensures they finish the race. Discipline is the great equalizer. It doesn't matter how gifted you are if you don't have the discipline to put in the work. Time and time again, discipline beats talent when talent doesn't show up. Discipline is what separates the good from the great. You might not be the most talented person in the room, but if you have the discipline to work harder, longer, and smarter, you will outperform those who rely solely on their natural abilities. Discipline ensures that you show up every day, regardless of how you feel, and put in the effort required to grow and improve. It's about consistency, and consistency always wins in the long run. The reason discipline beats talent is simple: discipline leads to mastery. No matter how naturally talented someone may be, mastery requires repetition, practice, and constant improvement. Discipline drives you to put in the hours necessary to refine your skills and perfect your craft. Talent can help you get started, but discipline is what sustains you over the long haul. It's the fuel that powers your growth, turning potential into reality. Consider the world's greatest athletes, entrepreneurs, and artists. What sets them apart isn't just raw talent, but their unwavering commitment to disciplined practice. They don't rely on their natural abilities. Instead, they push themselves to get better every single day. They understand that talent alone won't carry them to the top. It's their discipline that keeps them improving, learning, and evolving. They embrace the grind because they know it's the only path to greatness. Discipline also helps you overcome the challenges that talent alone can't handle. Life will throw obstacles your way, and talent might not always be enough to push through. Discipline, on the other hand, gives you the resilience to keep going when things get tough. It teaches you to persevere in the face of adversity, to stay focused on your goals, and to push through discomfort and setbacks. Discipline turns obstacles into opportunities for growth. Moreover, discipline fosters humility. It teaches you that no matter how talented you are, there's always room for improvement. When you practice discipline, you're constantly striving to be better, to learn more, and to challenge yourself. It prevents you from becoming complacent or resting on your laurels. With discipline, you're always moving forward, always growing, and always crushing the boundaries of what you're capable of achieving. One of the greatest gifts discipline offers is the opportunity for continual growth. It's easy to stay comfortable, to settle into routines that don't challenge us, and to avoid the hard work of improvement. But discipline pushes us beyond that comfort zone, compelling us to evolve and expand our capabilities. When you choose discipline, you choose growth, and growth is the key to unlocking your fullest potential. Growth doesn't happen by accident. It requires intentional effort and a commitment to constant self-improvement. Discipline is the engine that drives this process. Whether you're trying to improve your career, develop new skills, or elevate your mindset, discipline ensures that you're consistently taking the necessary steps to better yourself. It turns aspirations into action. Without discipline, even the best intentions remain just that, intentions, without follow-through or progress. The path to growth is often uncomfortable, and that's where discipline shines the brightest. It encourages you to embrace discomfort as part of the process. Growth happens when you push yourself beyond your limits, but that requires the mental strength to endure challenges and setbacks. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward, even when things get tough. It's the inner voice that says, keep going when quitting feels easier. Discipline helps you see discomfort not as something to be avoided, but as a signal that you're on the right path. Every small step you take through disciplined action contributes to your growth. You don't have to make huge leaps overnight. Growth is a gradual process. With discipline, even the smallest efforts compound over time, leading to significant progress. Whether it's reading a few pages of a book every day, practicing a skill for just 30 minutes, or making healthier choices, discipline ensures that you are constantly improving. It's the accumulation of these small actions that creates long-lasting transformation. Discipline also helps you track and measure your growth. Without discipline, it's easy to lose focus, drift from your goals, or forget where you started. But when you practice discipline, you establish habits of reflection and self-assessment. You're able to look back and see how far you've come, which fuels your motivation to keep growing. This sense of accomplishment becomes a feedback loop. The more progress you make, the more driven you become to continue pushing yourself to new heights. Moreover, discipline nurtures a growth mindset. When you commit to self-improvement, you start to see challenges as opportunities rather than obstacles. Discipline shifts your perspective from fearing failure to embracing learning. Each time you fall short or make a mistake, you see it as a chance to grow, not as a reason to give up. This mindset is crucial for long-term success because it keeps you focused on progress rather than perfection. Life is full of challenges, setbacks, and unexpected obstacles. No matter how carefully you plan or how talented you are, difficulties are inevitable. This is where discipline becomes your greatest ally. Discipline builds resilience, the strength to keep going when times get tough. It helps you persevere through adversity, bounce back from failures, and remain steadfast in the face of obstacles. With discipline, you develop an unshakable mindset that refuses to give up, no matter the circumstances. Resilience isn't about avoiding challenges, but rather about confronting them head-on and having the mental toughness to persist. Discipline equips you with that toughness. When you practice discipline consistently, you train your mind to stay focused on your goals even when you encounter resistance. It's easy to give up when things get hard, but discipline reminds you that difficulty is part of the journey. It keeps you grounded, pushing you forward when others might quit. When adversity strikes, it's discipline that stops you from falling apart. While emotions like frustration, fear, or doubt might try to sway you, discipline keeps you on course. It teaches you to respond to challenges calmly and strategically instead of reacting impulsively. Discipline helps you stay clear-headed and focused, making decisions that align with your long-term goals rather than being derailed by momentary setbacks. With discipline, you can face adversity with confidence. Failure is a natural part of any worthwhile endeavor, but discipline helps you turn failure into fuel for success. When you're disciplined, you don't see failure as the end of the road, you see it as feedback. You recognize that every setback is an opportunity to learn, adapt, and come back stronger. Discipline teaches you that the path to success is not a straight line, it's a series of ups and downs. And with each down, discipline helps you rise again, more determined than before. Resilience isn't just about enduring challenges, it's about thriving in the face of them. When you're disciplined, you develop the ability to thrive under pressure. You learn to embrace the struggle, knowing that it's building your character, strengthening your resolve, and preparing you for even greater challenges ahead. Discipline helps you see obstacles not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones on your journey to success. Each challenge you overcome with discipline makes you stronger and more resilient. Over time, discipline transforms you into someone who is unbreakable. The more you practice discipline in the face of adversity, the more resilient you become. You begin to trust in your ability to handle whatever life throws at you. You're no longer afraid of challenges because you know you have the strength and discipline to overcome them. This resilience gives you a quiet confidence that allows you to keep moving forward no matter how tough the road becomes. Discipline is not only a personal journey, it has the power to create a ripple effect that inspires those around you. When you embody discipline in your life, you set an example for others, showing them what is possible when you commit to your goals and push through challenges. Your actions speak louder than words, and by demonstrating discipline, you empower others to pursue their own paths with determination and focus. You become a beacon of inspiration, encouraging others to strive for greatness in their lives. When people see your dedication to your goals, they can't help but take notice. Your discipline acts as a source of motivation for those around you, sparking their interest and prompting them to reflect on their own habits. Whether it's your family, friends, or colleagues, your commitment to discipline can inspire them to adopt similar practices in their lives. You might not even realize the impact you're having, but your example can encourage others to take action, overcome their own obstacles, and reach for their dreams. Moreover, discipline fosters a sense of community. When you surround yourself with disciplined individuals, you create an environment that encourages growth and accountability. As you commit to your own discipline, you'll find that you attract like-minded people who share your values and aspirations. Together, you can lift each other up, hold each other accountable, and inspire one another to achieve your goals. This collective discipline amplifies the positive energy and motivation within your community, creating a culture of success. The influence of your discipline goes beyond your immediate circle. As you embody discipline and pursue your goals, you contribute to a larger narrative of what it means to strive for excellence. Your story of perseverance and commitment can inspire others in your community, workplace, or even online. People love to hear about success stories, and when they see someone who has put in the hard work to achieve their dreams, it gives them hope and belief in their potential. Your discipline can ignite a spark in others that leads to profound change. Furthermore, discipline cultivates resilience not just in you, but in those who observe your journey. When they witness you overcoming challenges, staying focused on your goals, and persisting through adversity, it instills a sense of belief in their own ability to overcome difficulties. Your journey becomes a source of encouragement, showing others that they too can endure struggles and emerge victorious. This shared experience of resilience creates a community that thrives on mutual support and motivation. As you inspire others through your discipline, you also create a legacy of growth and achievement. Your impact extends far beyond your own accomplishments. You become a catalyst for change, empowering others to pursue their passions and aspirations. This ripple effect of discipline creates a positive cycle where inspired individuals go on to inspire others, spreading the message of commitment and perseverance throughout their networks. In a world filled with distractions and noise, discipline is the key to achieving clarity. It enables you to cut through the chaos and hone in on what truly matters in your life. With discipline, you can prioritize your goals and focus your energy on actions that align with your purpose. This clarity is essential for making meaningful progress, as it allows you to navigate through life with intention rather than being swept away by the currents of everyday distractions. When you practice discipline, you create a structured environment that fosters focus. This structure helps you establish routines and set boundaries, which are crucial for maintaining concentration. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to become overwhelmed by information overload and the demands of modern life. However, discipline gives you the power to filter out the noise, enabling you to dedicate time and energy to the pursuits that genuinely matter. With clarity of purpose, you can make decisions that align with your values and long-term aspirations. Moreover, discipline provides you with a framework for setting and achieving your goals. When you know what you want to accomplish, discipline helps you break down those goals into actionable steps. This process not only clarifies your path, but also makes your goals feel more attainable. Each small step you take becomes a building block, bringing you closer to your vision. Discipline keeps you on track, ensuring that you remain focused on your objectives, even when the road gets tough. As you cultivate discipline in your life, you'll also find that it enhances your decision-making abilities. When faced with choices, discipline allows you to weigh your options thoughtfully, considering what aligns with your goals and values. It helps you resist impulsive decisions that may lead you astray, guiding you toward choices that promote your growth and well-being. This clarity in decision-making fosters a sense of confidence as you know you're acting in alignment with your true purpose. Discipline also leads to greater self-awareness. When you practice discipline, you take time to reflect on your actions and their alignment with your goals. This introspection fosters a deeper understanding of motivation, strengths, and areas for improvement. With this heightened self-awareness, you can adjust your course when needed, ensuring that you remain aligned with your vision. Clarity emerges from this self-reflection, enabling you to navigate your journey with purpose and conviction. In addition, discipline empowers you to manage your time effectively. Time is a finite resource, and discipline teaches you to use it wisely. By prioritizing tasks and eliminating distractions, you can focus your efforts on activities that drive you closer to your goals. This mastery of time management creates a sense of control over your life, allowing you to make the most of each day. With discipline, you can allocate your time to what truly matters, ensuring that you stay on the path toward your aspirations. Success is often seen as a destination, a goal to be reached, or a milestone to be achieved. However, true success is not merely about reaching a specific point, it's about the consistent actions and habits that lead to lasting results. Discipline is the foundation of that success. It's the unwavering commitment to your goals, the daily choices that align with your values, and the perseverance to keep going, even when the journey gets tough. Without discipline, success can be fleeting. With it, you create a sustainable path toward your aspirations. When you embrace discipline, you cultivate habits that support your goals. Habits are the building blocks of success. They determine your daily actions and shape your future. By consistently practicing discipline, you establish routines that become second nature over time. These routines drive you to take action even when motivation wanes. When discipline becomes ingrained in your life, it transforms the way you approach your goals, making success not just possible but inevitable. Moreover, discipline fosters accountability. When you commit to being disciplined in your actions, you hold yourself accountable for your progress. This accountability is essential for maintaining momentum on your journey to success. It encourages you to stay on track, review your goals regularly, and adjust your course when necessary. With discipline, you're less likely to succumb to procrastination or distractions because you have a clear commitment to your objectives. You become your own motivator, pushing yourself to stay focused and driven. Discipline also teaches you resilience, which is a crucial component of lasting success. The road to achievement is often paved with challenges and setbacks. Those who lack discipline may falter at the first sign of difficulty, but with discipline, you learn to embrace obstacles as opportunities for growth. Each challenge becomes a chance to strengthen your resolve and adapt your strategies. Discipline instills a mindset of perseverance, allowing you to bounce back from failures and keep moving forward, no matter the circumstances. In addition, discipline promotes a sense of purpose. When you are disciplined in your pursuits, you become deeply connected to your goals and the reasons behind them. This connection fuels your passion and commitment, making the journey towards success more meaningful. You begin to understand that success is not just about achieving external accolades, but also about personal growth and fulfillment. With discipline, you cultivate a sense of purpose that drives you to strive for excellence, creating a legacy of achievement that transcends mere accomplishments. Furthermore, lasting success is often a product of continuous improvement. Discipline encourages a mindset of lifelong learning and growth. When you commit to being disciplined, you become open to feedback, willing to adapt, and eager to develop new skills. This dedication to self-improvement ensures that you stay relevant and competitive in an ever-changing world. It allows you to refine your approach, innovate, and push the boundaries of what's possible, ultimately leading to greater success. In the end, discipline is the key that unlocks the door to lasting success. It transforms your goals into achievable realities, fosters accountability, nurtures resilience, and provides a sense of purpose. With discipline as your foundation, you build a sustainable path toward achievement that withstands the test of time. Embrace discipline in your life, and you'll find that success is not just a destination, but a journey marked by consistent effort, personal growth, and the fulfillment that comes from pursuing your passions. Choose discipline, and you'll create a future defined by lasting success and extraordinary accomplishments.
You've been living like you have time, like you can keep playing small, keep delaying your dream, keep telling yourself, I'll start when I'm ready. But here's the truth. Time is not your friend. It's your creditor, and the bill is due. Every single day you wait, you're cashing in pieces of your future for the illusion of safety. And the cost? The life you were born to live, the person you were born to be. And if you don't stop, one day you'll wake up and realize you've run out of some days. I need you to hear me. There is no more time to waste. This is the moment you either decide to step into your future or retreat into the comfort that's been killing you slowly. Because when God is about to give you something big, it rarely feels like a blessing, it feels like pressure. It feels like your life is being shaken to its core. And that's where we start. Because pressure isn't punishment, it's preparation. Pressure isn't punishment, it's preparation. You've been looking at the weight on your shoulders as if life is against you. You've been talking about it like it's some cosmic mistake, like you got dealt a bad hand. No. Stop. The pressure you're feeling right now is not the universe punishing you. It is not God abandoning you. It is not proof that you're behind, broken, or cursed. It is proof that something inside you is worth forging. Listen carefully. Gold doesn't get its value sitting on a shelf untouched. It gets refined in fire so hot it would destroy anything that isn't pure. Steel doesn't get strong floating in the breeze. It's beaten, stretched, and hammered until it can withstand anything. And you're no different. Pressure is the environment that forces dormant strength to emerge. Without it, you'd keep living at the same level, doing the same things, settling for the same results, telling the same tired stories about who you are and what you're capable of. But pressure is the disruptor. It's life saying, I love you too much to let you stay small. And here's the dangerous truth. Most people run from pressure. They medicate it, avoid it, escape it. They convince themselves that pressure means something's wrong. So they pull back, play safe, and miss their shot. They let the discomfort talk them into a smaller destiny. But pressure is not the enemy. It is the gym. It's the place you build capacity. You don't get strong by lifting feathers. You don't build endurance by strolling through the park. And you don't get ready for the life you're asking for by hiding from the very challenges that would make you capable of living it. If you're under pressure, it means you're in training. It means life is saying, I'm preparing you for something you can't yet see. That pressure is the sculptor's chisel against the marble. It's breaking away what's unnecessary so the masterpiece can emerge. The pain you feel is the sound of old limitations shattering. And the shift you need to make right now is identity. Stop identifying as someone under attack and start identifying as someone in preparation. The same event feels completely different depending on the meaning you give it. You can call it punishment and feel like a victim, or you can call it preparation and rise like a champion. When you feel pressure, instead of asking why me, start asking what is this making me? Because I promise you, what you are becoming matters more than what you are going through. Now let's talk about the second truth that will rip the chains off you. Your breakdown is the doorway to your breakthrough. I know, it doesn't feel like it. When you're in a breakdown, you feel like you're losing it all, your confidence, your sense of control, your belief in yourself. You feel stripped, exposed, raw. And that's the point. A breakdown is a demolition. It's the tearing down of the old structure of your life. It's everything that was too small, too fragile, too fake getting ripped away. That job you lost, that relationship that collapsed, that plan that blew up in your face. It's not life being cruel, it's life refusing to let you build a skyscraper on a rotting foundation. Do you understand how many people beg for breakthroughs, yet refuse the breakdowns that make them possible? They want transformation, but don't want to let go of the old form. They want new results, but cling to the very identity that created the old ones. And life says no. If you want the new, we have to dismantle the old. Here's what you need to get. The breakdown isn't the end, it's the clearing. It's the painful, necessary space between who you were and who you're becoming. Without it, you'd try to drag your old limitations into your new season. You'd sabotage the blessing because you hadn't been stripped of what couldn't come with you. The difference between those who rise and those who stay stuck is not whether they face breakdowns. It's how they interpret them. Most people see a breakdown as proof they're failing. But the leaders, the overcomers, the ones who change the game, they see it as the birth contractions of a new chapter. Painful, yes. Messy, yes. But also inevitable and worth it. And this is where your belief system either breaks you or builds you. And this is where the person who is irritable is not messy, or builds you. And this is where your belief system either breaks you or builds you. This is where your belief system either breaks you or builds you. And this is where your belief system either breaks you or builds you. And this is where your belief system either breaks you or builds you. This is where your belief system either breaks you or builds you. If you believe breakdown means defeat, you'll retreat. You'll crawl into your shell and try to rebuild the comfort zone you just lost. But if you believe breakdown means transformation, you'll lean in. You'll use the chaos as a springboard. You'll let the pieces fall because you know you're about to rebuild something stronger, higher, greater. You've got to decide right now. Will you let this breakdown define you, or will you let it refine you? Because that's the fork in the road. When you hit that wall, when you're sitting on the bathroom floor wondering if you've got anything left, you have a choice. You can surrender to the fear, or you can surrender to the future. The first is easy. It requires nothing but collapse. The second is costly. It requires courage, grit, faith. But hear me. The bigger your breakthrough, the bigger the breakdown that precedes it. That's not just philosophy, that's physics. The old form has to fully dissolve before the new one can emerge. So instead of hiding from the breakdown, start asking, what in me needs to die for my future to live? That's where the power is. That's where the shift happens. And once you make that shift, the breakdown no longer terrifies you. There's no more terror. You start to welcome it because you know what's on the other side. You realize that the very moment you think you've lost it all is often the moment you're seconds away from gaining more than you ever imagined. So I'm telling you right now, embrace the pressure. Trust the breakdown. This is not random. This is not punishment. This is not the end. This is life's way, God's way, of preparing you for the size of the blessing that's coming. But preparation is worthless if you keep resisting it. A doorway doesn't open for someone who refuses to walk through. And you can't walk through with the same small stride you've been using. You've got to step through like you belong there, like you were built for it, because you are. This is the moment to rise in the pressure instead of retreat from it. This is the moment to use your breakdown as fuel instead of fear. And when you do, you will not only survive this season, you will emerge so much stronger, so much sharper, so much more unstoppable that when you look back, you'll realize the pressure and the breakdown weren't the worst things that happened to you, they were the best. If you want, I can also craft the next two keynote principles in the same high voltage style so your speech builds like a wave until it's unstoppable. God tests before he trusts. You've been asking for more opportunity, more influence, more resources, more freedom, and you wonder why it's taking so long? You think God's ignoring you? No. He's testing you. Because here's the truth nobody likes to hear. God will not put something valuable in the hands of someone who hasn't proven they can protect it, grow it, multiply it. The same way you wouldn't hand a loaded gun to a child, the same way you wouldn't put a Ferrari in the hands of someone who's never driven. God will not give you more than you're prepared to handle. And preparation isn't about comfort. It's about capacity. The test is designed to stretch you to see if you'll crack or commit. It's not about punishing you. It's about revealing what's inside you when it's dark, when it's lonely, when nobody's watching. See, you can fake character when it's easy. You can fake discipline when things are going your way. But when the heat turns up and the odds stack against you, the real you shows up. That's the test. Will you still act with integrity when no one is clapping? Will you still push when nothing seems to be moving? Will you still honor your word when it costs you something? The test is not meant to stop you, it's meant to qualify you. If you can't handle small responsibilities without cutting corners, why would God hand you big ones? If you can't keep going when it's hard, why would he put you in a position where others are counting on you not to quit? So maybe the reason you haven't stepped into your next level isn't because it's not ready. Maybe it's because you're not ready. That's not an insult. It's an invitation. An invitation to grow faster, to build deeper roots, to get your inner world so solid that nothing in the outer world can shake you. The sooner you pass the test, the sooner you get the trust. And passing the test isn't about talking a big game, it's about living one. Stop thinking the test is proof you're failing. Start seeing it as proof you're close. The bigger the ask, the harder the test. And the harder the test, the greater the trust that's coming on the other side. Now let's talk about the next principle. And this one's gonna sting. Comfort zones kill callings. And this one's gonna sting. There's a scientific principle that proves this. Your comfort zone kills callings. You cannot live in your calling while worshiping your comfort. The two do not coexist. Comfort is where dreams go to die. It's the slow, quiet coffin where you bury your potential without even realizing it. Every great move of your life will require discomfort. Every bold decision that's ever shifted the trajectory of a human life came with risk, with fear, with uncertainty. That's not a sign you're on the wrong path, it's the proof you're on the right one. The comfort zone feels safe, but it's a prison with invisible bars. And the worst part, the longer you stay there, the smaller your world gets. Your muscles, physical, emotional, mental, start to atrophy. You stop reaching, you stop stretching, you start rationalizing why the dream can wait just a little longer. You convince yourself the calling will still be there when you're ready, but time doesn't pause for your convenience, and callings don't wait forever. Every day you choose comfort over calling, your courage weakens and your fear strengthens. And here's the brutal reality. If you won't step into the unknown, your calling will pass to someone who will. You think staying comfortable is protecting you, but it's actually robbing you. Because comfort never demands your best, and if your best is never demanded, it never develops. Your calling lives in the stretch. It lives in the moment where your hands are shaking, your stomach's in knots, and you're not sure if you can pull it off, but you move anyway. That's where you find the edges of your true capacity. That's where you unlock levels of yourself you didn't even know existed. The comfort zone whispers, stay here, you know this place. Your calling shouts, come here, there's more in you. Which one you listen to determines the life you live. And I'll tell you something. People don't fail because they aren't capable. They fail because they never leave the shore. They never launch the boat. They never put themselves in a position where they have to figure it out. Your comfort zone will always feel easier in the moment, but it will always cost more in the end, because the pain of discipline is temporary, but the pain of regret, that's permanent. So here's the shift. Stop asking, how can I make this comfortable? And start asking, how can I make myself stronger? Because when you get stronger, discomfort becomes your playground. You stop avoiding the stretch, you start craving it. When you get comfortable with being uncomfortable, you become unstoppable. Fear loses its grip on you because you've trained yourself to act in spite of it. And that's the only way to truly live your calling, not by tiptoeing around risk, but by charging into it with a heart that knows growth is the reward. I'm telling you right now, your comfort zone will try to convince you that it's your friend. It will stroke your ego, tell you you're fine, that you've done enough, that you've earned the right to slow down. But your comfort zone is a liar. It's a thief dressed as security. And if you don't break out of it, it will bury you alive. So break it, smash it. Do the thing that scares you today, not someday. Because someday is a graveyard where most dreams go to rot. And remember, the God who tests before he trusts is the same God who will never call you into something you're not capable of growing into. But he's not going to hand you the blueprint from the couch. You've got to get in the game. The blessing is heavy. Build the strength to carry it. You've been asking for big things, but big blessings aren't lightweight trinkets. They're freight trains of responsibility, purpose, and influence. If you're not strong enough to carry them, they'll crush you instead of elevate you. This is why life is putting weight on your back right now. Not to break you, but to build the muscle required for the load you've been praying for. Every challenge, every long night, every I can't take one more step moment is a rep in the gym of destiny. Stop resenting the weight and start embracing the training. The stronger you get, the more you can hold. The more you can hold, the more you can multiply. You don't get the crown without the cross. And you don't get the dream without the discipline. Build yourself now so when the blessing comes, it doesn't overwhelm you, it accelerates you. Chaos is construction in disguise. What you see as a mess, God sees as a blueprint. The chaos around you isn't random destruction, it's demolition with a purpose. Old walls are being knocked down because they were too small for the future being built. Foundations are being exposed so they can be reinforced to hold the weight of what's coming. Stop cursing the mess. Start seeing the architecture. The noise, the dust, the disorder. That's the sound of expansion. You prayed for more. And this is what more looks like in the middle phase. Ugly, loud, and uncomfortable. But when the scaffolding comes down, you'll see the masterpiece that was hidden in the chaos all along. Right now is not the end, it's the construction site of your next level. Stay in it, hold the vision, walk through the dust with your head high, because you're not in ruins, you're in the making. Stop waiting for perfect, move in the storm. If you're waiting for the right time, you've already lost it. Perfect conditions are a fairy tale your fear invented to keep you still. The storm you're in is not a reason to delay. It's the arena where you prove you're ready. Legends aren't made in calm waters. They're forged in waves that try to swallow them whole. Every minute you hesitate, the dream gets further and the doubt gets louder. Action doesn't need permission from peace, it needs a decision from you. You say you're waiting on clarity, but but clarity comes from movement, not meditation. You don't need the whole map to take the first step. So stop stalling for someday. Get up, step out, move while the rain is pouring and the wind is screaming, because if you can move in the storm, you'll own the calm. Small battles don't precede big victories. You want a championship life, but you're avoiding championship level fights. Stop expecting to claim a mountain when you've only trained for a hill. Big victories are birthed from big wars. The kind that test your grit, your patience, your faith, and your will to keep swinging when your arms feel broken. Small challenges don't sharpen the sword enough to win a throne. If the fight you're in feels overwhelming, that's because the reward is oversized. Most people pray for the crown but reject the combat. You cannot have one without the other. The greater the resistance, the greater the glory. So instead of asking for an easier fight, start training for a bigger win. This is not a warm-up. This is the championship round. Fight like it. Your future will only be as big as your decisions today. Stop lying to yourself that one day you'll get serious. Your future isn't waiting for you. It's being built right now by every choice you make. Every yes, every no, every excuse, every action. They're laying bricks in the life you'll be forced to live. You can't build a mansion with the decisions of a shack dweller. You can't live a legacy while choosing like a spectator. Your decisions today are the vote you cast for the person you'll become. So decide like your future children are watching. Decide like your name will be remembered. Decide like you've burned the bridges to anything less than greatness. Small choices compound into small lives. Massive choices forge massive destinies. Decide now, decide loud, decide like everything depends on it, because it does. This is not one day. You keep saying you'll start when you're ready, but readiness is a myth. Action is the only cure for hesitation. This is the day your old life ends and your real life begins if you choose it. Not tomorrow, not when the fear fades, not when you feel like it. Now. Every breakthrough has a birthplace, and it's always a single defiant moment where you decide, I'm done waiting. This is that moment. This is the line in the sand where you stop negotiating with fear and start dictating your future. If you don't step now, you'll stay here, stuck in the loop of almost. But if you do, everything changes. This is not rehearsal. This is not a drill. This is the day. You know now. You know why the pressure came. You know why the breakdown hit. You know why the tests showed up, why the comfort zones tightened, why the battles grew bigger, why the weight got heavier, and why the chaos broke in. It was never to destroy you. It was to reveal you. But here's the part no one can do for you. You have to choose. Because the same fire that forges steel also burns up straw. The same test that elevates one person is the same test that buries another. And the difference is never the test. It's the decision in the middle of it. You cannot walk out of this room, this moment, this conversation, and go back to who you were. That person's ceiling was too low, their fight too small, their faith too fragile. You've been called to more, and you've been shown the cost of ignoring it. Stop protecting the version of you that's addicted to survival and start unleashing the version that's obsessed with purpose. The fear you feel isn't a stop sign. It's the signal you're standing at the border of your old life. Cross it. Burn the map back and step into the life that's been stalking your spirit since the day you were born. Your old life is one decision away from being over. Make it now, or watch it bury you alive.